Hello everyone, and welcome back to your favorite show for all things gaming and rarely tech related, Gentoo. As always, we're your hosts, John Taylor
and Brad Pearson. This week sees the release of a new water-based adventure title, a remastered classic trilogy, and much, much more.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank you.
First in gaming news is Breakwaters, adventure through an ever-changing oceanic world that evolves the way you interact with water. Swim, sail, and fly to find new islands with unique resources to build, craft, and survive. Join friends online and build a home to defend or defeat massive titans, bringing calm to the waves. Hop on your boat on November 11th when Breakwaters releases for PC.
Next up is Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. 3 iconic cities, 3 epic stories. I'm talking Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas. Say you're lying.
What?
Updated for a new generation, each game now has across-the-board enhancements including brilliant new lighting, environmental upgrades, high-resolution textures, increased draw distances, and much more. Check out Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, when it drops on November 11th for PC, Xbox, PS4, PS5, and Switch.
That's it for game releases this week. Make sure to check in next Monday for even more gaming news. Now Brandon is up with Lights Out.
Hello everyone, Brandon here, and welcome back to another episode of Lights Out, where I will be reviewing a variety of horror games for you every week. In today's episode, I will be reviewing Poppy Playtime, a first-person adventure horror game where the player is an ex-employee of an abandoned toy factory and comes back after everyone disappears. But you're not alone, as you have to escape killer toys and find out what's going on. The name Poppy refers to a doll that makes an appearance at the beginning and end of the game. Apparently, she is the first intelligent doll that is able to talk to children. At the end of the chapter, you find her in a case in a mysterious room. It seems that she could be a parody of Annabelle, the doll from the Conjuring universe. Poppy Playtime was developed and published by Mob Games, another indie game company, and was released on October 12, 2021 for PC only. Mob Games is based out of St. Louis, Missouri, and is a relatively new game company that is similar to Sad Square Studios, the developers of Visage, the horror game I played last week. The player has to explore the never-ending toy facility while solving different types of puzzles. To solve these puzzles, you are given something called a grab pack, which are 2 toy hands that you can use to reach objects that are far away, open doors, and even create electricity. You begin with 1 blue left hand, and you have to solve a puzzle to get the red right hand one. The cool thing about this game is how innovative you have to be when trying to get the power on. You only have a limited amount of length, so you will stop when you run out, and it is shown on the marker. Another cool thing is the layout of the setting. The toy factory reminded me of the Hello Neighbor house and the Visage house, where it was just endless amounts of room and spaces, which is something I find interesting in games like these. You can also find VHS tapes and play them around the toy factory to find out the past about the place.
Hi, my name is Leif Pierre, and I'm the head of innovation here at the Playtime Co. Toy Factory.
The game is available on Steam and has a positive rating of 92% out of 3,716 views. Fans and critics praise the game for its story, gameplay, and animation, while others criticize the game for being too short with only 1 chapter. Although it has been confirmed that future chapters will be released in a DLC format costing $4.99, the same price of the game. So if you're looking for a nice, affordable horror game that'll give you the satisfaction of a good scare, even if it's not that long of a game, this might be a good one to try out. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned next week to check out what horror game I review next. And don't forget to keep your lights on.
Hey guys, my name is Lauren Liberty, and this is the Liberty Game Gauntlet, a show where I spin a wheel and it gives me a completely random Steam game. So, let's see what we got this week. Stardrop, single-player first-person interactive narrative adventure game where you take on the role of a salvage and rescue operative named Aaron Vance with their partner John Kinley at her side. The two embark on a journey full of mystery and suspense with some laughs along the way. Let's go, let's go. Did I open it? Oh, press E to open. Didn't I do that? I wasn't able to get on this. Do I have a pet? Oh my goodness, hi! I just punted the kitten. Okay, as long as the kitten follows me. Are you gonna follow me? Yes! Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I've never been happier, actually.
Use your object scanner to locate them. It should light up and show you which way to go.
So just continue following the path. Why do I need a scan to do that? Is that a person? Man, what a creepy bug. Oh my gosh, I actually felt like terror there.
Explore the rest of the ship now. Aaron, don't move. It's a false alarm, just a maintenance droid. Seems like it was connected to the same power grid and got activated as well. It shouldn't pose a threat.
Should it? God. My best friend. This is not him, though. Oh my gosh.
Oh, don't worry, I checked their security protocols, and they're also harmless. It won't attack you or anything.
Okay.
Somehow that doesn't make it any less creepy.
So what does it do?
Anywho, just locate the override control panel. That's the only way you're going to be able to open the
That was... I'm so scared. Literally told me, okay, so get out of here. Dude, move out of my way. If that just lost all my progress, I'm gonna cry. Overall, it's a really interesting game. I would really like to get into it more and learn more about the story because I don't know what's happening. I didn't get far enough. An hour in, which I don't necessarily like. It's taking a really long time to figure out anything about this game. Anyways, that's all I have for this week. I'll see you guys next week. Signing off.
Hey, Brad,
Yeah, John.
what is that?
Well, what is that? I don't know. Let's go look. Oh, John.
Wait a second.
Is that what I think it is?
Big
Among
Chungus?
Us?
Hello, everyone, and what? Come back to From Souls of Love. I'm Brad, and this is my love letter to the Dark Souls franchise and the subgenre of games that have spawned from it, known as Souls-likes. And this week, I will be covering Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Set at the tail end of the Sengoku period in Ashina, Japan, you play as Wolf, also known as Sekiro, a shinobi set with protecting the immortal divine heir. However, after the great-grandson of an Ashina warlord kidnaps the divine heir and cuts off your arm, you must take revenge and kill the man who severed your arm. This game is quite an improvement compared to the other Souls-likes I have talked about, with the addition of stealth, traversal, and resurrections being a part of the game. In Sekiro, you only get one sword, a katana. This is your main means of offense and defense. For offense, you have light attacks, stab attacks, and different weapon skills that allow you to perform different attacks with your katana. For defense, you have a posture bar that fills up with every attack you block. When the bar fills, however, you lose your balance and are open to attacks. If you block at the right time, you can deflect enemies' attacks and fill up their posture bar. When that fills, a finishing blow can be performed, ending your opponent. Stealth is also a big part of this game, and a very welcome addition it is. It can come down to weeding out enemies one by one, and then fighting off the rest in combat. It adds an intense and exciting element to the game. Traversal is a nice addition as well, allowing for fast and fluid ways to explore areas and escape from tough combat situations. But if you die in battle, you may have the chance to resurrect if you haven't died already. This allows you to get a second wind and finish out your battles when you are so close to completing them. Now, this game in terms of difficulty is, well, hard as At the midpoint of this game, there's a really hard boss, and there's no way to get around him. You must defeat him in order to progress, and defeating him is no easy task. The learning curve for some of the mechanics in this game might turn some people away from playing this beautiful and rewarding game, but I would say for anyone who's looking for a tough and unforgiving challenge that slightly steers away from the traditional Souls-like formula, I would definitely recommend giving this game a try.
Thank you for watching. See you guys next week.
Enemy UAV overhead. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Zooming through the sky.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Play with Cam. I'm Cameron Purvis. Today we're going to be doing something similar to what I did last week, except this time we're going to be playing Madden 22. We're going to be highlighting my biggest plays, probably over the last month or so, and we're just going to see how those plays came to be. So let's get into it. So let's start on defense this time. So as you can see, I'm playing with the cornerback on the right side of the field. I like to blitz my corners, kind of alter the quarterback's throwing motion by getting pressure. As you can see, I did that here, and he threw a pick six. The pressure from the cornerback, he didn't get a good release on the ball, and he threw it straight to me. So this play right here was actually kind of crazy. Controlling my defensive end with the star right here. So he's an impact player because he has a star. He's pretty good. Dominated that tackle, and he gets to the quarterback and just strips the ball. There's a strip button you can hit, and luckily I hit it and the ball just came out. This play here is a kick return. First time getting the ball all game. Just hit it straight up the hash, just kind of veer off to the sideline. They say the fastest way to score is just going straight vertical, and that's what I tried to do. And it worked out pretty good for me. Here I saw he was in cover 3, which means he has 3 people defending the deep thirds of the field, and I sent 4 people deep. So easy math, somebody's going to be open, and luckily my tight end got open for me right up the hashes. Right here I'm using the Cowboys. I absolutely hate them in real life, but they're pretty good on Madden. So I run basically a sweep out of the shotgun to the right, which means everybody's going to be going right, and they're flowing, and I just cut back left right up underneath them. I just take it to the house for the touchdown. So as you can see here, I'm showing my play art. I really want to hit X or Y. They're like my first 2 options, but I check it down to my running back, Christian McCaffrey. He just breaks that tackle, jukes, cuts back to the sideline, takes it to the house, and he's one of the funnest players to use, and he does stuff like this in real life all the time. Good touchdown. Alright, so here I'm playing with linebacker Lane Vander Esch, and I want you guys just to watch what I do with him. So it's a pass, and I think he's going to throw to this guy that pushed vertical to me, and he runs off, and then I follow this other crosser because I see him appearing to be open, and I just undercut the ball and get the interception, and I just play around with him here, took the ball away from him, and that was a great play. Here, back using McCaffrey again, just a simple dive. Actually could have hit this to the right, but I decided to make it harder, go left. Juked that guy, broke his ankles. My 2 guys came and blocked that safety, and I think it was a cornerback or outside linebacker. And I'm just going to the house for about a 75-yard touchdown. So that's it for this highlight series of Play with Cam. Next week we will be playing the new Call of Duty Vanguard. Get some good gameplay in on that. Should be some fun. Hope to see you guys next week. As always, I'm Cameron Purvis. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to The Rundown, your weekly game show in which we go through a different game every week. I'm your host Garrett, and this week we're looking at Chivalry 2, released in 2021. If your normal FPS shooters like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, and much more are getting you down and just not quite what they used to be, welcome to Chivalry 2, an all-out night fighting combat game where you use swords, battle axes, hammers, shields, and any other weapon you can find and pick up and use against your enemies. It is a ton of fun, a little wonky to figure out, and all in all, a pretty good game. Up first, we had the story, which is a little interesting in Chivalry 2. And the way of the story, Chivalry 2 doesn't really have one. You have 2 kind of big factions, the Masons and the Argarthians. Pretty much all it is Masons don't like the Argarthians because of their rule over the land, and the Masons are more violent. It's just kind of weird. It's not really important, but there are a couple little cutscenes explaining the backstory to the game, and of course the first game, which I believe had a small story element just like this game as well. There is no single player campaign, it is all online, but that's all fine and dandy though, because the online multiplayer is so much fun, with up next, of course, the most important thing in every game, the gameplay. Now, if you're one of those people who likes to skip the tutorial on the game on how to play it, you're going to struggle here with Chivalry 2. This is not an easy game to pick up. Of course, you have your basic attacks, stabs, overheads, and just normal slashes, but there's a lot more that goes into it. You need to practice your swings, time it just right, counters and parrying are just good, and manage your stamina. It's a lot to take in consideration that everyone in this game is pretty much just spams the same button, the same attack, and you'll run out of energy pretty quick, but nonetheless it is satisfying, and this game is brutal. Limbs go everywhere, heads roll, blood goes everywhere. It's a pretty nasty game, but it's still a ton of fun. So if you want the heads to roll and limbs to fall off, you need the right weapons in the game. And of course, the game has 4 different kind of classes you can choose from. An archer, which of course uses a bow and arrow or a crossbow. A raider, who uses heavy battle axes and long swords. Then you have a pole master, who uses a long spear-like weapon, and of course your basic knight, who has a short sword and a shield. They're all pretty basic and all have some unique ability, but it's still a ton of fun, and each one kind of has their own way of mastering it. For instance, like I know a raider is a big heavy brute, however a knight is more defense heavy and can pretty much live longer because the brute has nothing in the way of protection in a way. Of course, you not only have swords, battle axes, and hammers, you can also use pretty much anything you pick up as a weapon. From a chair, a bottle, a flute, even a chicken, which I really don't want to use because it's kind of harsh on the poor animal, doesn't really want to be there, but it is what it is. On top of the combat, the game is also just silly. For instance, you see here in this clip, I'm just playing a lute with some friends of mine who I just randomly met as, complete and utter bloodbath is going on in the background. It's silly, it's goofy, and it does not take itself seriously at all. That does it for me here at The Rundown. I'm your host, Garrett, and thank you for sticking with me. Stay tuned to the next upcoming weeks to cover more games. Have a good one.
Imagine a world driven by madness. A Lovecraftian-inspired roguelike, surrounded by depraved, unaccountable creatures. With AI-created monsters to horrify your every move, brutal, unforgiving combat finds you as you venture through the mysterious lands. Your one goal: to find the source of madness. Source of Madness is a side-scrolling dark action roguelike set in the Loam Lands, a twisted Lovecraftian-inspired world powered by procedural generation and AI machine learning. Facing your way through hordes of nightmarish beasts, the game can be very merciless. Explosive close combat magic and labyrinthine environmental exploration with powerful loot management and a skill tree filled with abilities, classes, and spells just to top it off. You take on the role of a new acolyte each time you start as they embark on a nightmarish odyssey. Uncover the cosmic secrets of the Loam Lands and the Tower of Madness, the moon's mysterious citadel, and figure out what this guy is all about. Yeah, we get it. No mask. Okay. When you are surrounded by the unknown and cursed by the darkness, you will come across death. A lot. Like, a lot. Like, you will die, yeah. But over time, you will further your progression to unsolve the true source of madness. Source of Madness released back in September of this year on Steam, and has gone quite unnoticed since its release. With only 164 reviews... Wait. With only 165 reviews with an overall very positive rating, this game brings to the table something we will all remember and love, but with a nice dark twist on the visuals. And with a price tag of $17 and frequently goes on sale, this game offers endless playability and a dark lore needing to be uncovered. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Hidden Gems in Gaming. Tune in next week for yet another Hidden Gem in Gaming.
Blade and Sorcery is all about weapons and combat. This first-person medieval title is all gore and all play. With a huge selection of weapons and mods, this sandbox game never gets old. Watch Courtney clash swords on this episode of Project Delta. Hello everyone and welcome back to Project Delta. As always, I'm your host Austin Claypool, and this week we have...
I'm Courtney Rowe, aka Spooky Roomba on Twitch. It's me, excited to be here. Thank you, Austin, for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on. This week we'll be playing Blade and Sorcery again. There's a book over there on the counter.
Yes.
That's where you can get your swords and stuff, so you can fight off the enemies.
Okay.
So I would suggest like a dagger or something, which is in the top left. An axe, yeah. If you click take, then it's in your hand, and you have to hold the middle finger grip button to hold it.
Okay. Okay, do I do training or do I just start?
Click start.
Okay. Oh god.
All right, now that the game has officially started.
Wait, I'm scared. I'm scared.
You'll have to defend yourself against enemies.
Wait, I'm not ready. Hold on. Okay. Okay, that kind of hurt.
So, how experienced would you say you are with VR?
I used to have an Oculus, but I would only play like horror games and stuff. And it was, oh my god, okay, I'm running. I only played horror games mainly, so nothing with combat, but I like to say I'm somewhat experienced.
So out of 10, what would you give yourself?
Maybe like a 7.
A 7? Okay, that seems like a pretty good average answer that I've been getting. Tell me what your earliest gaming memory is.
Okay, so I actually, like, one of my favorite things is I have a photo of me and my dad when I was like a baby, and we were playing something on the GameCube. But my most vivid memory that I have as a child is playing Final Fantasy XI with my dad. Oh god. And then obviously like 2010, like playing Minecraft and stuff. Or like the original Sims games. My dad like had all of the expansion packs. And so I'd play on like the family computer. Yes, good times. I also played a ton of Animal Crossing on the GameCube. So just like those fun childhood memories that have like started my love for a certain series.
So I know you said you game and you said a lot of different consoles that you had. What are you rocking now setup wise?
So obviously I was an Xbox gal growing up. My dad was like super impartial to Microsoft. And so I'd be rocking with the Xbox, of course, but my dad just got my dad got the PS5, so when I'm home I get to use that, but mostly PC, Xbox, Switch.
Okay.
Just a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. What other type of experiences do you think developers could add to VR games like this? Like, I know we have like a fighting simulator, we have exploration games, like what do you think they could add beyond that?
So I literally just told you this, but like I would love to be able to just like put your consciousness like sort of online type stuff, but obviously that is not really feasible at the moment at least. But I think experience wise, I don't know what could be added, but I'd love to see more like psychological horror stuff. Oh wait, I don't even have a weapon.
You can still punch him.
I can?
Yeah. You can grab him by the neck too.
Come here, King.
All right, so the last question for you.
Okay.
If you had to pick one video game to be built from the ground up for VR, so like it's a made for VR game. If you had to pick one game, what game would that be?
Okay, this is gonna sound so dumb, but like something like Sims, because obviously I'm like in love with that series, but like because it's so like do whatever you want, create your own world. I think it'd be kind of cool to have like this entire virtual reality world that you can kind of make your own, like where you step into the shoes of your sim instead of like controlling them, like you become
you are them.
You become the sim and like
that would
live
be
in
cool.
This world. Yeah.
That'd be really cool. Well, it looks like that's all the time we have this week. Courtney, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it again.
Yes, thank you for having me. I love being able to find any excuse to play VR and hang out with my boy Austin.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week.